Good morning, Stampers. Welcome to another Friday Live. My name is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sherwood Park, Alberta. And every Friday at 11 a.m. I go live with a crafting project. I am just pulling up my iPad so I can see who joins in. Be sure to say hi when you join in. I am going to start with drawing for last week's project. So last week we created this little thank you card using some hearts, and I shared that, you know what, hearts aren't always for Valentine's Day. We're creating something else with hearts this morning. Okay, let's see here. We've got Shauna Domes. So Shauna, I will pop that in the mail for you. Congratulations. Okay, set that aside. So we are going to create a quick card today because I know everybody is busy at this time of the year. And today is my last work day before everybody is home for a couple weeks. So good morning, Mary Liz. So I'm hoping to cram as much as I can in so that I have very little work to do over the next couple weeks. So I'm gonna flip the camera around. Good morning, Amy. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Okay, let's just make sure that that's straight. Definitely not straight. Okay, let's see. Okay. This is terrible. Let's try that. All right. Oh my goodness. I keep making it worse. Okay, let's see here. I need to move. Oh, it drives me crazy when it's crooked. Okay, you know what? Let's just move this. Let's see. Oh, what did I put in my morning coffee? I don't know. It was just coffee creamer. Okay. This, I don't know why it looks straight from how I'm looking at it, but it is so crooked this morning. Okay, so now that gives you the illusion that it's straight. Just don't look at the lines on my table. Okay. All right, so I've got a quick and easy project for you today, and I'm going to show you how to create just a simple background. So this is the card that we're going to create, or a version of this card, because I'm going to change it up just slightly. So another Valentine's Day card. This one I think would be perfect for the girlfriends in your life. So we've got from my heart to yours, and then on the inside it just says Happy Valentine's Day, and then I even stamped the envelope. It says, so lucky to have a friend like you. Okay, so, but I'm gonna show you how you can create this fun, simple background using very few supplies. All right, so I'm starting with a piece of Whisper White cardstock that measures 3 3/4 by 5. So it's slightly smaller because I wanted to change it up a bit. I want to add a mat in between here. So I'm using a different combination. So I am using, actually, let me show you the ink colors that I'm using today. I'm using Rococo Rose and Mary Merlot. I love these two colors together. I think they work great because they both have that kind of muted look to them. So I love this color combination. So I'm using Rococo Rose for my background. And I'm going to use an aqua painter and just dip it in. I've got a little drop of ink refill in here. So I'm just gonna dip my aqua painter in. I want it to be a little bit more diluted. So you can see that I'm just pulling a little bit of the color. And then I'm just gonna start here and do stripes. So all the way down. And I'm not squeezing my aqua painter, I'm just using the water that comes out of the aqua painter naturally, because I'm just using Whisper White cardstock, so I don't want there to be too much moisture on the cardstock, because I don't want the cardstock to kind of start to pill. So, and I'm just gonna go all the way down. I'm not worried if the lines are super straight. It's really just meant to create a simple kind of a watercolor type look background. And it's very subtle. I mean, I'm sure if you used a darker color, then you could make it pop a little bit more if that's the look that you were going for. But I just wanted something really simple. Good morning, Lisa. Yes, you could use glimmer paper, and if you wanted to, with glimmer paper, you could even do wider lines, because you could go over it multiple times, and that could really create a really cool look. Good morning, Leanne. Okay, so that is done. Because I didn't add a ton of moisture, it's gonna dry really quickly. So we're gonna close this up for now and set that aside to dry. Now I've got a mat that I have not cut down to size yet. I want this to be just slightly larger than my white piece. That was 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm gonna cut it 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, because I just want that thin little border. All right, so we've got that. And then we've got an inside piece that measures 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm using the same stamp set that I used last week. Glimmer paper or shimmery white? Oh, I'm sure that Mary Liz was probably talking about shimmery white. Glimmer paper, you can add moisture to your glimmer paper, but I don't know that I would use my aqua painter, because it would really take a toll on the brush tip of your aqua painter. So I'm using this Heartfelt stamp set, which is in the mini catalog that starts on January 3rd. And I'm going to use the Happy Valentine's Day stamp. And again, use Rococo Rose. For somebody who is not a fan of pink, I've used lots of pink the last couple weeks. So I was really hoping that today my paper pumpkin kit would come in time for me to do something with it. It came in at 10 to 11. That was just a bit too short notice for me. So I will pop in and do a surprise Facebook Live doing my monthly scrapbook page on a whim using paper pumpkin at some point over the holidays. I'm just not sure when. Okay, so we've got that Happy Valentine's Day with that Rococo Rose. And because that was a solid image, I brought in my Stampin' Pierce mat so that I would get a nice even impression. That makes a world of difference with photopolymer stamps. Amy says, happy that you're using this again, looking for inspiration with this set for my January class. I will have lots. I've filmed lots of videos with this that are scheduled to go up on my YouTube channel over the next couple weeks. So you'll see lots of inspiration. Okay, so let's pull this back. This should be dry. I'm going to use this little dotted heart image with the Mary Merlot. I think it's nice to see, especially when you're looking through a catalog and you see a stamp set that is part of a suite, especially when it has DSP, which actually all suites have DSP. But it's nice to see projects using different colors, because I find, well, I know this is the way my mind thinks anyways, I have to force myself to use a different color combination that is not in that DSP. Like when I think of that stamp set, I automatically think of that entire suite, which leads me to think of the DSP and the colors that are in the DSP. So I have to force myself to think outside of those colors and use different colors. So in the DSP in this suite, we've got red, we've got flirty flamingo, and then white. I think those are the three main colors that are in that DSP. So I decided to not use those colors. I wanted to use something a little bit different. And these, if I'm going to use pinks, these are the pinks that I like. I like the little bit more muted pinks rather than the bright in-your-face pinks. Okay, so I've got that, and then I'm going to use From My Heart to Yours, and I'm going to use Memento Black. Yeah, Rococo Rose is really pretty, isn't it, Leanne? Okay, and even though my heart is tilted, I want my words to be straight. So I'm going to try to use the lines that I've created to make my words somewhat straight. Okay, and then we can start. You like these pinks too, Amy? And Mary Liz? Okay, so I'm going to just add this to my mat. So by cutting it just 1/8 of an inch big, oh my gosh, this is not the right size. What did I do? Okay, maybe I'm remembering this size wrong. Okay, just a sec. Let's grab my ruler. Three and 3/4. Oh, I bet I cut it 3 5/8 instead of 3 7/8. Okay, let me grab another piece of Rococo Rose. Let's see. And I have to open a new package here. But thankfully, everything is kind of at my fingertips so that I don't have to go digging while I'm live when I make these silly mistakes, right? Okay, let's pull in the paper cutter again. And we are cutting 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So hopefully nobody was creating right along with me and cut that. Okay, let's put a little bit more adhesive on here because some of this will be dry. Okay, so that's gonna go right in the center here with just a thin little border. I love these thin little borders. Okay, that looks pretty already. Now what I'm gonna do is I want to put a piece of baker's twine around, but what I like to do so that my baker's twine doesn't slide is I like to notch my cardstock. So I'm lining up the edge of the punch. This is a 1/16 inch punch. And so the edge of the punch is lined up with the edge of the cardstock. And I'm just creating a little notch. And I need to punch my punch through some tin foil here because it's not the sharpest anymore. So it just creates a notch so that that baker's twine can fit right in there. And then again, I'll do it on this side, line it up with the edge of the cardstock. It's really hard to see here. And then notch that. And it doesn't have to be very big of a notch, just a slight notch. Actually, maybe just a little bit bigger than that. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my baker's twine, wrap it around. See how it notches right in there? And then it's not gonna slide around on me. I want my bow to go right about there. I'll tie a knot first because then it's easier to tie a bow. go. Adjust it to the size that I want it. Grab my ribbon scissors and snip those ends. All right, and then we'll pull in our card base. So I've got a piece of Mary Merlot cardstock that measures 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So just a standard size card. And the other one I put just flat, but I think I'm gonna pop this up. So I'm gonna grab some dimensionals. And this guy's gonna get popped up. And I'll put some dimensionals right over top of that baker's twine. Did anybody else find the backing so much easier to get off on the larger dimensionals than the smaller ones? I struggle with the smaller ones. Okay. So I'll center that. So we've got a little bit bigger of a border of the Mary Merlot showing. I think that looks nice. I actually think I prefer it over the other one. Okay, this can go on the inside. Isn't this a cute card that you could give to girlfriends? I love it. I think a few special people in my life will get these cards. All right, so now I have the woven threads sequence assortment, and you've got to add a little bit of bling, right? Okay, so I want to pick out the pink, so the Rococo Rose. No, what did I do? I must have used the white, the one the purple posy, because it's super light. Yeah, that's the color. I wanted it really subtle. So I'm just gonna put a few on here. I saw a tip the other day if you wanted to add random sequence, what the lady did on her video was she just took a handful, and mind you, this was on a scrapbook page, not on a card. But she just took a few sequins and she dropped it where she kind of in the area, the general area that she wanted. And then wherever it landed, that's where she put it. And I mean, that is truly random, right? I thought that was a great idea. So just put a little dot of Tombow on here. So on Monday, I will be doing my last Facebook Live before Christmas, and I have a special guest joining me. It's going to be a very different kind of Facebook Live. And when I spoke to this guest, I wasn't sure if they wanted to do it on my VIP page or if they wanted to do it publicly, like where anybody could see. And they agreed to do it on my Facebook page, not my VIP page, so that anybody can see. So hopefully you guys will be able to join me on Monday. If not, you'll be able to watch the replay. I'm not sure what time we'll go live yet, but I will definitely post as soon as I have a time. I will post on my page so that you guys have a heads up, and hopefully you'll be able to join in. I think it's going to be fun. All right, so there we go. So another quick and easy Valentine's card. So here's the first one, the one that I made last night without the matte. And then here it is with the Rococo matte. I do think that matte adds a lot to it. I much prefer it with the matte. How about you guys? What do you think? Matte or no matte? I think they both look good, but I just like that pop of pink, and I think it really makes the stripes show up a little bit more with the pink background. And then even popped up gives it a different look as well. I thought, yeah, you like the matte too, Amy? I thought that this would be really cute with this background and then that new palm tree stamp set that is in the, oh my gosh, I'm still so crooked. Oh. In the mini catalog with the palm tree down at the bottom. I thought that would be really cute as well. That might be something I have to try. But anyways, that's all I got for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday. All right? Take care, guys.